champion of the West Regional, and the Cavaliers of the University of Virginia, champion of the East Regional. Now for the starting lineups. At a forward for North Carolina, number 52, a 6'9" sophomore from Gastonia, North Carolina, James Worthy. For the University of Virginia, at a forward, number 3, a 6'6" senior from Prior Lake, Minnesota, Jeff Lamp. For North Carolina, at a forward, number 30, a 6'6" senior from Gray, Georgia, Al Wood. For Virginia, at a forward, number 44, a 6'8" senior from Louisville, Kentucky, Terry Gates. At center for North Carolina, number 41, a 6'9" freshman from Latham, New York, Sam Perkins. At center for Virginia, number 50, a 7'4" sophomore from Harrisonburg, Virginia, Ralph Sampson. At a guard for North Carolina, number 21, a 6'2" junior from the Bronx, New York, Jimmy Black. At a guard for Virginia, number 11, a 6-foot freshman from Woodbridge, Virginia, Othell Wilson. At a guard for North Carolina, number 11, a 6'3" senior from Vienna, Virginia, Mike Pepper. And at a guard for the University of Virginia, number 24, a 6'4" junior from Owensboro, Kentucky, Jeff Jones. The head coach for the North Carolina Tar Heels, Dean Smith. And the head coach for the Virginia Cavaliers, Terry Holland.
Worthy gets the opening tap. Carolina's blue on offense. This is Al Wood, a member of the U.S. Olympic team. Jimmy Black, who runs the offense. Mike Pepper on this side to Worthy, the strong rebounder. The freshman Perkins inside.
As opposed to the first game, Dick, we're going to see a lot of zone in this game. This is a 2-3 zone matching up by Virginia.
Al Wood, a superior outside shooter. He forced that one, but he did draw the foul from Jeff Jones of Virginia.
Dick, I made a mistake on the game Monday night. Obviously, it starts at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock Eastern time, 5 o'clock in the West. Get home early out there. The final game, Indiana will play the winner of this one. Al Wood at the line.
That's a smart play by Wood. He's got so much height over the fellas playing him defensively. He just put the ball right up through their nose. Just a good, smart play by the senior.
Wood, coming into this game, needs only 42 points to join that exclusive 2,000-point club in national play.
Anytime you hear a whistle and you got the ball, shoot it. You might get 2 shots.
Carolina jumps in front 2-0.
Showing a 2-2-1 full court press, but they are not the big pressing team that they were in years past because they're a little weak in the bench.
Foul on Black of Carolina. Common foul, and Virginia will play it from the sidelines.
The refs are calling early, so they want to control the game. They don't want to get out of hand.
Now is charged to number 21, Jimmy.
For Virginia in the backcourt, Othell Wilson, a freshman, number 11, and Jeff Lamp, leading scorer in Virginia history, can play both forward or guard. You got Jeff Jones also at the backcourt. Sampson, the big man in the middle. Terry Gates, a teammate of Lamp's and Lee Rakers in high school, is the 5th Cavalier.
You can see Sampson just going on the middle of that 2-3 zone.
Lamp deep in the corner to tie it up.
They've got to work Carolina's guards. If they're weak any place, Carolina's weak at the guard position.
Al Wood, short, rebound, Terry Gates. Jeff Jones brings it up for Virginia.
Now man-to-man by North Carolina. They're not going to play Gates.
Sampson. Tough shot for Sampson. He's short. Lamp can't handle it. Sampson gets it back. Wilson got a high bounce out. It'll be North Carolina the other way.
That's a nice dish inside by Sampson. He really didn't want that turnaround jumper, but instead of putting up the second jump shot, hit inside well.
Nice play by Dean Smith. He's having his forwards bring the ball up, take the pressure off the guards. Now he reverses back to the guards after he gets over half court. Good coaching.
2-2 tie. We played just a couple of minutes of the second game. Indiana has advanced to the final, 67-49 over LSU, and a turnover by Carolina. Villanova scared Virginia, but then it was easy, relatively easy wins over Tennessee and BYU. They trailed in the first half of all 3 games in Virginia. North Carolina beating Pittsburgh, Utah, and Kansas State to win the Western Regional.
Now North Carolina goes straight man-to-man. It's Perkins on Sampson by himself.
Sampson walked.
Billy, I don't want to be too cute, but there's no way it's by himself. The other 4 men are helping him out.
Well, they're shading him, no question about that. But unlike most people, it's not a double team situation with a man in front and a man behind.
Jeff
Jones, good defense, forced Jimmy Black into a position where Black has committed the 2nd foul already. His 2nd. That could be a factor. Mark it with 2:13 gone in the game.
Well, he doesn't have the notoriety that an Isaiah Thomas or an Ethan Martin might have, but he is an extremely critical player to North Carolina. Back to the zone.
They really pack in. They're giving Gates the shot, and Jones, he takes it, and a rebound to Worthy of Carolina. He throws it away for a moment, picked off by Wood. Well, that one right off the backboard to Worthy, blocked by Sampson. Virginia on the attack. Lamp. Oh, what a tough shot.
Baseline, turning counterclockwise. Great play.
Jeff Lamp has all 4 Virginia points. He's averaging 18 a game.
He's been so good for so long.
Had his number retired. Pepper, not there. Rebound to Cal Wilson. 1 on 3. He'll slow it up. Accidentally run into by Al Wood, and the foul on Wood.
Boy, he got hit right in the head. Wood never did see him. This kid's tough right here. Great young athlete. Maybe not a super basketball player, but he blends in nicely with the rest of the club, particularly now he's in the starting lineup.
We see 2 of the top rookie players in the AC, Wilson being one, and the other, of course, Sam Perkins, and that's how the accident occurred. He was stepping right into Wood, and Wood was looking away, and totally unintentional.
Dick, I didn't mean to say he'd be shooting the foul shot, but he could have stayed in there in that particular case. But once they either had to substitute at that point or go ahead and call the timeout. So they wisely decided to go ahead and substitute with Stokes.
If you'll notice how tight they are around Sampson now, they're testing the guards. Jeff Jones has to hit from the outside.
Lamp, great feed to Stokes. And here's Black for Carolina.
Oh, nice spin.
Short again. Rebound and a foul on whom?
I think it's Gates.
Yeah, it's gonna be Gates.
He was muscling in there. You know, Virginia's really come strong. Last year, Gates started in every one of the NIT games where they won the championship. And once they moved them in here for the NCAA, they've been off to the races.
Well, he helps to keep things clean in there to give Sampson some room to maneuver. See, he's going to go ahead and do his pushing and shoving. Keeps people off Sampson's back.
4-2. Virginia leads North Carolina. Carolina with the ball. This is Perkins, the plastic man. Not there. Gates rebounds for the Cavaliers.
Boy, you're right, Billy. He went at that shot with no fear.
No fear. He's not intimidated by him, and for just a freshman, that's amazing. There's the double team.
You got to get up to that defensive man if you're going to feed Sampson.
Stolen as they double team. Black picked it off Sampson. Nice play by Jones, but it goes to Perkins, who ties it up.
They have Perkins down as a freshman, but he's not a freshman.
The worst thing about him is he becomes a sophomore. You'd like to have him for 100 years.
4-4 tie. Look at him collapse on Sampson. The high lob and a foul underneath on Pepper of Carolina.
Now, this is a play, Dick, that only a guy like Sampson can play. This is the one before where he puts the ball on the floor. Put the ball down the floor and you're playing into the hands of a Jimmy Black. But on that last play, they threw it right over the top of the defense. Here comes Black up the court. North Carolina really forcing the ball up the court well.
44, Matt Doherty, a freshman from East Meadow, New York, is in for Carolina. He has been instrumental in Carolina's late season success. Has played very well off the bench with Pepper getting a rest. And Othell Wilson has returned to the Virginia lineup.
Same problem. The guards must shoot from the outside. Wilson or Jones. Got to put it up.
Jones into Sampson. Jones is free on the give. Return. 4-4 tie. 5 minutes gone. Al Wood over Sampson. Lamp tries to rebound, and Lamp fouls. Well, you saw how Sampson's presence changed Wood's trajectory even from outside.
That's what you call the pink elephant.
I'm not sure you can't come up with something better. It's a timeout. 5.5 minutes gone, even at 4. Worthy to shoot. He's from Gastonia, North Carolina, 6'9" sophomore. Starter last year as a freshman.
Dick, we haven't seen Lee Raker yet, and everybody knows about the physical problems that he's had with this outside shooting. There has to go up there to free Sampson. Wonder how long it'll be before he can come in there.
2 for Worthy, and Carolina leads it 6-4.
If he can come in at all. It's an hour-by-hour proposition with Lee Raker.
Great pressure with patience, taking your time. Surprisingly, this game is going to be decided by the guards. Which guards start hitting from the outside? North Carolina, the best baseline in basketball. Virginia has Sampson. But whatever guards start hitting from the perimeter, that team should win.
Othell Wilson, and Jones is free. Oops, got himself in midair and had to dump it off right into the hands of North Carolina's Doherty. But Lamp comes back to steal for Virginia.
Wilson's not afraid to take it all the way.
Othell Wilson ties it for Virginia.
Watched him in warm-ups yesterday. He has a great vertical leap for a kid his size, so he's not afraid to take it right down inside against anybody. Here's a half-court trap, and here comes Lee Raker.
Lee Raker checking in at the scorer's table across the way.
It's a trap, 1-3-1. Right, 1-3-1, half-court trap by Virginia. Nice play.
Lamp again got his hands on the ball.
He's got deceiving size. You know what, Dick? He plays it. He looks like he's 6'4", but he's about 6'6". It's up in the air well.
Al Wood. Perkins got away with a little shove that time. Doherty's first shot not there. Lamp rebounds. Wilson brings it up. Jones had the shot, passed it up. Wilson will take it. 2 for 2 for Othell Wilson, and Virginia leads 8-6.
That's the first basket by either guard from the outside. Once you can loosen them up from the outside, you can punch into Sampson.
Foul on Wilson. Othell Wilson gets the foul. He is first.
Dick, the reverse dribble is something that came into play, let's say, 4 or 5 years ago. Now with the jump traps that came along in defense, a guy that reverse dribbles really is in some trouble because the defensive man's coming from his blind side. And as Al pointed out in the first game, more times than not, a guard gets the ball stolen by a man other than his own.
James Worthy. Tough luck. Sampson can't control it. Out of bounds to Carolina. No. Ball is to Virginia.
Worthy wants to discuss that one.
Virginia with the ball and an 8-6 lead. 6.5 minutes gone. Indiana won the first game.
Virginia going to try to put Sampson up in a high post now. There he goes.
Raker in the game. That's Raker with the ball. Number 25, the senior. Been injured. Various injuries all season long. You can see his right thigh heavily bandaged. But he has been a power off the bench in this tournament for Virginia.
I believe any zone that Virginia faces, they should have Sampson play the baseline, which holds 3 men back on the baseline, which opens the middle for the 10-foot jumper.
Othell Wilson, 3 in a row. It's 10-6. Wilson averaging 6.5 points a game, and he has 6 already for Virginia. Doherty. Al Wood. Al Wood hits, and it's 10-8.
That's a great screen by Perkins against the zone. A lot of people think you can only screen against man-to-man, but you screen the baseline against the zone, it opens up a great shot opportunity.
Well, people have to be proud watching in Louisville. 3 members of Ballard High School, and there's one of them, Terry Gates, Jeff Lamp, Lee Raker. 3 of the 5 Virginia players, all from Ballard High in Louisville.
Gates came a long way. He started at Stetson, then
saw Rudy Macklin, also from Louisville, went to Shawnee High, had a close friend of Darrell Griffith, the outstanding player for the champion Louisville Cardinals of last season.
Surprisingly, I heard that Jeff Lamp was seriously considered going to Indiana. And then when his coach, who was Richard Stewart down at High, Richard Smith, he came to Virginia, and that's how come Lamp came, because Lamp never did visit Virginia in his high school senior year. I don't know if that's true enough of the story I heard.
Yeah, Lamp has been not only a fine athlete, but a great student at Virginia, made the academic All-America team. 12-8, Carolina trailing.
A nice move by Jimmy Black. Really controlled the zone that time.
Great pass by Perkins. And a foul on Sampson.
What do you call, Billy, on that one?
I call that a good block. I'll tell you what happens with Sampson an awful lot. He does such unbelievable things that the official just says, hey, that couldn't have possibly been a block. Now watch this. He's all ball. And the official just expected that to be a dunk and said, wait a second, the guy didn't dunk it. It must have been a foul.
Terry Holland, the coach of Virginia, puckering on that whistle.
Looks like he took a bite out of a lemon.
That is the 6th team foul on Virginia, so Carolina will go into the bonus. Carolina's committed 4. Worthy is 3 out of 4 from the line, and Virginia's lead is now 12-9.
See the pressure up court here right now. We got a nice shot of it. They'll double team. They get a chance. Nope, they broke through it.
Lamp to Jones.
That's more or less a token press now that North Carolina used that way.
What a catch by Sampson, and a foul on Perkins. Sampson almost picked that one off the top of the backboard.
I didn't think he could throw the ball high enough to get over Sampson. This guy almost did. Look at that. Wow, a ballet dancer in shorts.
Sampson, talk about a sky. Look where he is. Well, from that angle, it's tough to appreciate. He's 7'4". He was halfway to that backboard, top of the board.
I think I talked kiddingly to the Virginia coaches during the course of the year, and I said, you can develop a new offense. Just bring the ball over half court, call out a number, and on that number of passes, like say 4 passes, merely throw the ball up towards the basket and let Sampson go get it. Be almost an impossible play to defense.
I was thinking that time he got higher than William Penn's hat. There's supposed to be no building in Philadelphia that gets higher than that monument.
Doing your research. I like to see that, Coach.
Oh, well, I'm thinking of the soft pretzels and the mustard and so on.
13-9, Virginia leading, 10:35 left first half.
That's a dangerous pass to throw it across court into that basket.
Only Sampson to beat, and Al Wood connects. Wood was 6.
Unbelievable shooter.
That's some concentration knowing the guy standing right there in front of you.
Ricky Stokes playing now for Othell Wilson. They can't trap him. In fact, it was Stokes who did a great defensive job against Carolina to rally Virginia in an earlier game this year.
Raker hasn't looked to shoot yet. He's in position, and he's got Worthy on him.
Less than 10 minutes remaining in the first half. Raker's first attempt right there. How about that?
Seems every time that he comes in the NCAA off the bench, he hits his first shot. And it's usually from downtown.
He's nice and relaxed, the veteran player, and he didn't force anything. Worthy probably going to have trouble handling because he won't be used to going that far outside.
Inside to Worthy. Stokes tied him up. Jump ball. We'll be picking our shoe play most valuable player of the game. $1,000 scholarship to that player's school. Of course, that's later in this contest. Right now, a timeout. 9 minutes and 28 seconds remaining in the first half. Virginia leading Carolina by 4.
Back to Wood.
It's all the way back. All the way back.
Actually, that's an illegal play by Stokes because he left the lane. He has to stay in the lane as the jumper. Should have been Carolina's ball anyway.
Doherty off to Wood. Al Wood hits again. A marvelous talent from outside. He has 8 points.
He gets that rhythm going on that jump shot. It's so silky smooth.
Coach Dean Smith says he's the most proficient shooter he's ever coached.
Oh, and he's had some great ones. How about Walter Davis just a few years ago? Lee Raker.
Man-to-man now by North Carolina. Wood trying to handle Lamp, staying right with him.
Sampson dishing back out to Jones. Jeff Lamp, way short. Sampson keeps it alive, but Perkins picks it off.
One of Virginia's weaknesses is rebounding on the offensive board.
Worthy, and Lamp Lamp almost took it away. It'll be North Carolina playing it inbounds. Here comes Carolina's number 24, Jim Braddock, a 6'1.5" sophomore from Chattanooga, Tennessee. He replaces Jimmy Black.
Virginia has a very small lineup in the ball game right now. That front line with Raker, Lamp, and Sampson, where Sampson makes up for a lot of inches there, but still a small lineup.
Carolina with a chance to tie it. 8.5 minutes left in the first half. Wood. Sampson.
He was in the stratosphere that time.
Wood thought that one was in so much so that he turned around and went the other direction as soon as he released it.
Well, that's quite a matchup. Wood on Lamp. Braddock, Hawking, Stokes. Perkins almost knocks it away from Sampson. Out of bounds to Carolina.
That'll surprise you. Perkins' arms are so long that defensively you just don't assume he's going to get to the ball. All of a sudden he just stretches it on out there and nips it away.
Plastic man.
Should be the rubber man.
Number 11, Mike Pepper from Vienna, Virginia, in for Carolina.
Virginia sitting back in the 2-3 zone.
Another surprising thing about Perkins is for a young kid who hasn't played that much basketball, he has an awful lot of stamina.
Perkins will take that shot. Braddock, his first attempt, not there. And it's back to Carolina. Pepper comes up with it.
Smart play by Doherty. No chance to catch the ball, just tip it to a teammate.
Othell Wilson, and a foul against Wilson as he stole the ball. That'll be his second. And that'll put Carolina in the 1-and-1.
Dean Smith loves to stay out of the 1-and-1 and likes to be in it early, and he always works at trying to get a lot of fouls going.
That's a third foul on Wilson. He takes an immediate seat next to Terry Holland.
We won't see him to the second half.
We'll see if North Carolina doesn't press this team that's in the ball game right now without Wilson out there.
Perkins pulls Carolina within one. Here's the Atlantic Coast Conference Freshman of the Year, the Rookie of the Year, runaway winner. Othell Wilson was second in the balloting, the guard for Virginia.
It's a good point right here. If he makes this shot, Carolina will probably press like Billy says. They'll try to get the ball into Lamp's hand.
Lamp gets the rebound. Virginia by 1 with 7:30 left in the half. Raker helping out.
Oh, that could hurt his back. Here's where to see him have to go for it. He's such a tough kid. Nice play.
4 Kentuckians on the court for Virginia, and Ralph Sampson, who is from the native state. Jones is from Owensboro, Kentucky. And as we said earlier, Raker, Gates, and Lamp all from Louisville.
Dick, did you notice there that Sampson pointed up in the air? He wants them to start feeding him high. They're giving him a lot of balls down and around on the bounce passes. He wants the ball up in the air.
Well, Ralph doesn't have the strength yet to get the position that he wants. In a year or two, with the strength, he'll go take any position on the court that he wants. At the present time, they're blowing him out.
Lamp and Raker playing on the wings. They're good shooters. Jones from out on top. Perkins rebounds for North Carolina.
What a great block out by Worthy against Sampson on that play.
Worthy.
Boy, he wants the ball down low against Sampson.
6:30 left in the half. North Carolina can take the lead with a hoop. Perkins to Worthy. Sampson got a piece of it, and Gates rebounds.
Boy, that mountain just moves over there. Very difficult to shoot within 3 feet of the basket.
Well, LSU coach Dale Brown wants to climb Matterhorn. He can study it in the second game. 15-14 Virginia.
Double teaming him. That should have been an offensive foul.
Sampson showing his touch for a big man. That's his first basket.
He put his shoulder right on in and got away with it. Some kind of shot. He's a little tired right now. You can see him now bending over. He's really been going hard.
Worthy, finger roll, 17-16. Worthy has 5.
Perkins. Gates sets a screen coming across the lane. Now we watch him put his shoulder down into Perkins as he tries to get into this play. There it is. Probably should have been an offensive foul because he gained advantage by making the move.
With age and maturity, he will learn not to fade away from the basket when he shoots, but go to the steal. That is going to come with maturity.
That not only will make it a better shot, but more chance for the foul.
Yep.
Terry Holland wisely took him out right now because he was very tired Lattimore in the game.
Lattimore always does a nice job for about 3-4 minutes.
Lamp. Louis Lattimore. He tips it in. How did you know? Right on cue.
I don't know. He had his nose broke by Sampson in practice. You know, his nose is right around Sampson's elbow every day in practice.
We'll never forget that Ohio State game, Al. That's where we probably saw it for the first time.
Worthy. James Worthy pulls Carolina within 19-18.
You know, you talk about material. These two teams got such material. You know, you hear the coaches crying, they don't have this, they don't have that. Hey, out there you got great players.
Jimmy Black, and that'll be his third foul.
Not a wise foul either.
Let's see Lattimore on that last tip.
There's Lamb putting it up. Lattimore coming out. Guy is big. You know, he's big, 6'8", very powerful upper body.
Dayton, Ohio. Timeout, 4:37 left in this first half. Virginia by 1. We return to our studios for these messages. Looking forward to Monday night and the LSU playing fans. Well, there's some empty seats now in that section of the arena. Jones overthrows Gates, and on the turnover, North Carolina, trailing by 1, has a chance to move in front.
The reason for that is that you only got one true guard in the game for Virginia, and that happens to be Jones.
Much bigger lineup in the game now, but they're certainly able to go ahead and press that Virginia team.
Ball foul away from the ball. 3-second violation against Worthy of Carolina.
And you watch out. North Carolina's going to really push the ball up court right now with their defensive pressure.
Gates has to come high to have a release valve here.
I think Sampson ought to come up high and just get it up in the air to make sure they get it over half court. Look at that pressure.
Double teaming again. Gates helping out here. Sampson. Raker almost missed everything. Al Wood collected it for North Carolina. And again, with 4 minutes left, North Carolina a chance to take the lead.
Worthy just feeling a funnel over his head.
Lee Raker hustled himself right into that foul. 1-1 for Carolina, trailing 19-18.
Let's watch Wood on the line. I think just for the people out there, watch the form. Obviously, you're looking at probably or maybe the best shot in America today in colleges.
Oh, wait a minute.
Maybe, I said. There are other ones.
I'm going to make you back off of that. I'll tell you what, his hand positioning on the ball is almost atrocious.
I'm saying the best shot, the ball goes in. Let's watch how he does that. You know, I know how he started. He, you know, has a low trajectory on his ball, but the guy is unbelievable.
Watch it. He has all palm on the ball. The way he holds the ball, if any young kid tried to copy that, he'd be in deep trouble.
Carolina moves in front 20-19.
Just see they want to pick up the defensive intensity. I'm really kind of surprised how they went back into the zone right here.
Carolina leading for only the third time in this first half.
Well, what they're trying to do is make Virginia shoot from the outside.
They've done a good job on Sampson. Sampson with the ball. Oh, he threw that one down off the glass. 5 points for Ralph Sampson. Virginia 21, Carolina 20. 3 minutes, 10 seconds left in the first half. James Worthy, an air ball, and out of bounds to Virginia as Raker wisely blocked Wood away from it.
Both he and Gates think that's a good call right there. We're going to see Sampson that turnaround jumper. He can go right, he can go left, he's got the hook or the jumper, squares up beautifully. When he turned, he was squared up right to the basket.
And all 5 Carolina players were within 1 step of touching Sampson.
Well, Virginia's trying to do the hat trick, which is very difficult. They're trying to beat the Tar Heels 3 times in a row.
Beating anyone 3 times in a season is tough, much less Dean Smith and all his talent for the Tar Heels.
Well, over the years, only 2 ACC teams have ever won the national championship. In that case, both of those teams were able to come up with 3-time winners against their #1 opponent.
Terry Holland saw Gates deflect the ball out of bounds. Dean Smith's Carolina team trailing 21-20. Dean is his 20th year at Chapel Hill, replaced the great Frank McGuire. Had a losing season his first year, but then 19 consecutive winning years.
Let me ask you a question, Dick. Who do you think Frank wanted as his #1 assistant first?
This man, Dean Smith.
How about if I tell you he wanted a guy named Al McGuire?
Did he really want Al McGuire?
I didn't go because they won the national championship. And I said, Frank, what can we do? You just went 32-0. And so I stayed at Belmont Abbey College for a few more years before I went up to Marquette.
Everybody thought he was his son.
Well, he treated me like a son, and every break I got in basketball, I got from Frank McGuire. He's a man's man. There's a guy, if he takes you as your friend, you're a friend for life, whether you're up or down. But if you're an enemy, then you have a problem.
Foul and a little extracurricular activity there as Perkins became entangled.
You know, Dick, what most teams do when they play against a Ralph Sampson, they try to play around him. They don't go and attack at him. With a guy like Perkins, this is what I said at the top of the show, you don't mind getting the ball to Perkins because he's not intimidated. He will take the ball in there, and you see that he and Jones kind of got after it a little bit. But Perkins will take the ball to Sampson.
Sampson goes out after committing his second foul. And here's Sam Perkins with 2 minutes left in the half with a chance to tie it or give Carolina the lead. 3 points so far for Perkins. It's even at 21.
Dick, we talked about hand position on the ball for young kids that are watching. I always felt that a guy whose hands were just so big, like a Wilt Chamberlain, and a guy like Perkins has a difficult time shooting because they get so much hand on the ball. It's hard to shoot it comfortably. But he seems to have a nice release anytime he puts it up there.
I think the trajectory's kind of low.
He is. He throws kind of a dart.
A little bit too much of a clothesline.
21-21 the score. Final 2 minutes of the first half.
That's that jump trap. Smart pass.
Raker all alone to score. And a smart move by Raker. He took it right to the iron.
They're going to try to turn over North Carolina right now, I think. No, they settle back in the zone. I thought they were going to attack.
And without Sampson in there, you don't have that eraser if you make a mistake.
Yeah, you don't have the one-man zone.
Al Wood, right down the bottom, 23 apiece.
A little while ago, you were talking about talent. Now look at out on the floor. I saw that high school game at Capital Classic the other night. Out there on the floor right now for North Carolina are 5 guys that played in that All-American game.
Roy Jones hustling to help out Lamp. Jeff Lamp wants it. And a foul on Raker of Virginia. That'll send Carolina to the line at the other end.
Going down to get their little defensive assignment. Look at the little huddle they're having down here. Terry Holland a little upset.
That's some of the things that Dean Smith put into basketball. He put the run and jump, he put the 4 corners, the huddle at the foul line, the point zone, and also the scramble D. He's been a great man for basketball. His life has been basketball.
Well, would that be some matchup if Carolina should win this game? Dean Smith versus Bobby Knight. Doherty at the line where Carolina has made hay this first half. That's 10 points on free throws for Carolina, and Suds Bailey has Virginia with only 1, a difference of 9 points at the stripe.
Nick, mentioning that matchup, Bobby Knight has said the ACC is the best league in the country this year. Dean Smith, I'm sure, will counter and say, oh no, the Big Ten was, and they'll go after each other in reverse.
With a minute left, Carolina leads 25-23. Lamp. Sampson is on the bench. Lamp.
Shot.
Tipped by Raker. Regained by Raker. And a foul on Worthy. He saw Worthy go right to the official. He said, oh no, and then said, yeah, you're right.
Lamp's shot has kind of dropped down a little bit. He might be quite tired out there. He's playing both ends of the court.
And now you were talking about the innovative things that Dean Smith has done. One of the things that he brought on was that thing called the Big Blue Team, where he used to substitute multiple units, you know, 5 guys at a time.
I really like that.
Without the deep bench, he doesn't do that anymore. That's one of the things he's changed. So in addition to being innovative, he's smart enough and brilliant enough to realize if I don't have the bench, let's scrap that idea.
I caught him earlier in the year against Indiana, and the blue team was should have been putting mothballs. He's smart enough to put it there.
Lee Raker with 5 points, looking for a chance to tie the game at the 42nd mark.
Well, you like that. You have to like that kid as a player.
Will Dean play for one, Billy? Come on, make a statement, will you?
Yeah, I think he will. I think he will. They're in his zone. Bring it on back out. Once he got 25 off, be a good idea.
Carolina patient. Final seconds of a tie game. First half. Worthy. Braddock.
And look for Al Wood to take the shot. Look for one. They got it down to 10.
There's Wood. He's got it.
Plenty of time left. Plenty of time. Plenty of time. Plenty of time.
Jones.
Plenty of time.
Hey, coach, did he shoot soon enough?
I just told him there was plenty of time when we by the bench here.
Jeff Jones ends dramatically this first half with a 30-footer to tie the game with plenty of time.
Oh, my.
Oh, my. Well, you can't ask for more than a 27 tie. And we've got 20 minutes or more to go.
Time, I think. Hey, up.
Gates got it. Off to Wilson. He's got a clear shot, but feeds it to Lamb. Wood picked up the dribbler, and a fine feed by Wilson to the wide open Lamb. Virginia scores first. As we know, that was very important in the first game today.
It's nice to have a team where you start with the ball at the beginning of the game and the beginning of the second half.
Every time he puts it in control.
This is Pepper, short, over the back of the board to Virginia.
Now,
Billy,
now watch this. Dean Smith says it touched nothing. Let's see what he's saying.
what's the rule, Billy?
He said it touched nothing, so it came off. He's saying it did not go over the top of the backboard and hit that stanchion in the back. I have no view from here.
Well, what is the rule?
If it comes over there and hits, it's out of bounds.
If the ball goes over the backboard, it's OB.
OB.
Right. Virginia got it. Going the other way.
Breaks the plane.
Gates. Jones will reintroduce the players for you. Wilson outside with Jones. This is Lamb. Not there. Rebound to Pepper. Everyone backed away, and Pepper just picked up the easy carom. Black and Pepper in the backcourt for Carolina. Here's Perkins.
He can make that shot.
Sampson rips it down. Sampson wanted the ball.
Yeah, he wanted that jumper.
You get inside. Well, and there he is. Foul is on Pepper, reaching in. Should be a two-shot opportunity. Second foul on Pepper.
Ralph Sampson either got hit or slightly pulled a muscle in the upper groin area on his left leg. We'll see him right here. Might have got a little Charlie horse type bump there. He wanted the jumper right here, though.
Here's where Gates said, get in there.
Well, so sometimes what happens, after you come off 20 minutes of not working out during halftime, the first time you stretch, you kind of pop something.
Looking for his 6th point of the game. 30-27, all 3 points of the second half belong to Virginia.
Well, we saw in that first game an incredible run in the start of a second half. That one having to be by Indiana in the first game. See what happens here. North Carolina wants to get off that 27-point mark.
They're in a combination now, I believe, Billy, with man-to-man on Woods. Wilson playing him with a diamond in back of him.
They're playing a diamond and one.
Pepper.
You got to hit Pepper.
That's not his shot.
Off Jones' foot to Carolina.
Well, he's putting a little bit of spice into the offense.
If Pepper would realize what he's doing, he's shooting that shot out flat right in front of him. That's not his normal shot.
Foul on McGuire, salty remark.
Worthy.
Pepper.
There it is. Wilson on Wood.
There's the diamond back there. They're playing a four-man zone. The diamond is 1-2-1. You see it setting back there. Oh, that's two.
Yep.
Jimmy Black gets makes a field goal, his first points.
Let's see who's coming out here. I think Pepper's coming out. Yeah, he's coming out. Dean Smith recognized right away, hey, that's not your natural shot. There's the smack away by Sampson.
Once the ball starts on its downward flight, after it hits its zenith or its apex, you cannot touch the ball.
Or the top of its arc. Is that the same as zenith and apex?
Same if you went to a school with less academic standards.
30-29, Virginia leads Carolina early in this second half. The winner will play Indiana Monday night. Ooh, Sampson caught in the air and was lucky to get it to Jones. Othell Wilson, and he throws it away. So the second time the charm for the Carolina defense.
Dick, just like we saw in the first game, again, another example where Isaiah Thomas has a tendency to go up in the air and make the play. That time Wilson left the ground. No place to go with the ball.
I like to explain to the people what a diamond is. It's 4 men playing the ball. That's a zone. And it's 1 man playing Al Wood without the ball.
Black, not there, gets a high bounce, and it's 31-30 Carolina.
Jimmy Black with two field goals here in the second half. Didn't have any in the first.
Carolina's biggest lead in the first half was 2 on several occasions. Virginia led by as much as 4. It's been tight throughout.
And North Carolina playing a 1-3-1 zone, standard.
Lamp. Stolen by Worthy and taken by Wood. What a play by Worthy. Uh-oh. Wilson the other way.
He's going to get it up in the air.
And a great hustle play by Black.
Wow, did you see him go?
What should have happened there by Wilson? Just throw the ball up in the air. Sampson will get it. You throw it down where the normal humans run and they get their hand in the way.
Virginia playing it in, trailing 31-30. First game won by Indiana after the Hoosiers trailed by 3 at the half. Landon Turner with 20. Isaiah Thomas in foul trouble scored 14 to lead Indiana. Howard Carter had 10. That was the best for the LSU Tigers, who ran into an 11-0 drought at the start of the second half, and it was over.
Jeff Jones is directing traffic. He has to move inside and take the shot from the top of the key.
Inside to Sampson. Rebound Wood.
Good move by North Carolina defensively. If you're going to get Sampson shooting a fadeaway jumper down the baseline, nobody there to rebound offensively.
Inside to Perkins.
Scores!
Plastic Man.
Watch this great feed inside. Now you're going to see the extension with the left hand. Incredible shot.
4 minutes gone in the second half, and North Carolina has its biggest lead, 33-30. We return now to our studio for these messages. The Who's battling here in Philadelphia for a spot in the finals on Monday night. Sam Perkins endeavoring to complete the 3-point play. And Carolina leads 34-30 with 4 minutes gone in the second half.
With the lineup we see in the game now for Virginia, Raker back in there. That gives a little bit more outside shooting punch, but really hurts them on the boards.
Jeff Jones, his pass was too tall, but as you said, Billy, that's what Virginia has to do, get the ball in high.
Well, that was about up there 14 feet, a little bit too high.
Worthy. Sampson. Doherty almost took it away from Sampson.
This is very important this time down.
4.5 minutes gone in the second half.
North Carolina goes man-to-man.
Raker almost had it stolen by Worthy. Jeff Jones for the 15-footer. Rebound Perkins.
Sampson had to be careful coming down with a cheap foul there.
Clever guard, Black.
Oh, Black on the back door. It's Sampson. Goaltending. Virginia fans didn't like the call.
Sampson came all the way across the lane to make this play. Good backdoor by Jimmy Black. Now look at Sampson. Boy, from that angle, very difficult to tell. Watch Sampson. Realize the man's behind him. It had already hit the glass. Good call by the official.
36-30, North Carolina leading. Raker way outside to connect.
Every time a man comes in off the bench, the first shot he takes, he bottoms it out.
8 points for Raker, and it's interesting, Raker averaged 11 points on the season, mostly as a starter. In the tournament as a non-starter, he's averaged 11.
He's got a tough assignment right now because Worthy's posting up on him down low. There he is.
Worthy back.
Oh, what a catch.
Perkins, and saved by Doherty.
Yeah, they're going to get the ball into Worthy.
Yeah, there he is.
The guy from Gastonia.
And a foul on Raker of Virginia.
Yeah, he's got a tough job down there. Worthy can post up, and he's so strong in a low area.
3 fouls on Raker. He also is an honors student at Virginia.
Well, he's a kind of a catch-and-stick type of shooter. It's one movement. He gets the ball, he puts it right up on there.
Inside and a turnover as Raker comes up with it for Virginia. 36-32 the score. Carolina leads. 6 minutes gone, second half. Sampson.
There's 3 men on him. Has 3 men on him.
And he is fouled by Perkins. Second on Perkins.
A lot of times when Sampson gets the ball, he's such a great passer. The Virginia guys kind of stand and watch. Now, he'll be surrounded by 3 fellas. Everybody should be moving right down the lane now. Got to be somebody open.
Billy, what does Sampson have in common should he play Indiana on Monday night with the Hoosiers?
Have in common.
Let you think about that a moment. Sampson connects. He played for their coach.
That's right. And Bobby said he's not ready. Not only is he not ready for the NBA, Bobby said he's not ready for college ball yet.
Yeah, that's when they played in Puerto Rico.
That's right.
36-34. Virginia cuts Carolina's lead to 2.
And that's where we first saw Isaiah Thomas as a great player when he led the team to the gold medal.
Raker got his hand on it and it goes off the foot of Doherty. Raker makes the play again.
Dean Smith trying to work that official a little bit, saying, hey, wait a second.
Lamb has a good catch of that ball. Inside to Sampson. Rejected. Wilson. Rebound Wood.
Unbelievable. You know, Wood came down with 17 rebounds in the game out in Salt Lake City against Kansas State.
That's going to be Otho Wilson's 4th, isn't it?
Yes. Othell Wilson, first man in the game with 4 personal fouls, and that hurts Virginia.
Well, you know what, Dick? We're back on Tobacco Road. This is an ACC game. I got to give them credit. They put 2 teams in the Final Four. A little bit of help from Billy.
He did a lot of good coaching this year, I understand, down there. Of course, Wake Forest, another member of the ACC, into the tournament, eliminated earlier. Boy, way out the market. Well, we have a moment. If you didn't hear earlier, the Atlantic Coast Conference has joined us here on NBC and TBS exclusively next year, as we'll be bringing you both Saturday and Sunday action throughout the course of the year. And Notre Dame will be exclusively on NBC on a network basis. This will still be the spot for college basketball. Elwood makes one, 37-34, Carolina.
Here's that 2-2-1 full court press. North Carolina never gives you a chance to look at just one kind of defense. They're always giving you something special.
Lamp working on Doherty. Off to Raker inside, and he is fouled. So the folks from the school founded by Thomas Jefferson and Lee Raker getting a chance at a 3-point play.
Good feed inside by Jeff Lamp. Everybody cutting the basketball. That's what I was saying before. When people double and triple team you down the baseline, the lane has got to be semi-open.
There he is with his average 11 points for Lee Raker, and the game is tied again.
Turned around now, put token pressure back on North Carolina. Both teams very well coached.
It's Ricky Stokes in for Othell Wilson that was walking black. Doherty has Lamp, Perkins and Sampson.
It's a passing game, a lot of movement.
Wood and Jones.
big.
39-37, Jimmy Black with 8 points.
You know what happened? You have to get that Fryer earlier to give him tremendous confidence. You put that one up, relax. The kid from the Big Apple.
Now they're back to the 2-1-2 zone.
Raker, a little short. Rebound to Wood. Black
Kept him alive.
grew up near Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Jimmy Black with the ball.
Should have been a charge. That's Stokes. Now you got to be careful when you're cutting away from the basket.
And Stokes fouled, reaching in. Well, there's room for the little man yet. Ricky Stokes is all of that. They list him at 5'9", but he's probably 5'7".
And of course, his brother played at the University of Virginia, was a great leader on the club that won the ACC title a few years ago. With Wally Walker on that team. That
There's
was his
3
brother
things
Bobby.
a little man should do. 3. He has to be able to hit the pressure foul. He has to shoot the 20-foot jumper. When he drives to the basket, he has to have tremendous courage to keep his eye on the rim and get up off the floor. So any of you little guys out there, little girls, if you want to play, do those 3 things.
Al Wood and Stokes fouled him, and Carolina leads by 4.
That's one of the tough things about being small, though, Al, is a guy can use your head for a peep sight. I know, I don't even have any hair up there left. A guy like Wood just shoots right over your head.
But you measure a man from his neck up.
Oh, come on.
Al Wood, leading scorer in the game, looking for his 18th point. Lee Raker, 11 minutes, 40 seconds left. North Carolina by 4. Lamb out to Jones. Virginia getting a break on that carry. Raker. Oh, Worthy flies by. Al Wood, you can hear him shout, "I got it."
Well, he and Perkins are really, and Worthy really going up on the floor.
Worthy created that missed shot that time. He blew it. Raker had him recock the ball.
Wood.
Whoa!
Under pressure, Al Wood hits again.
I would hit with a timeout right here. Here's the shot, Billy.
He's one of our gold medal type guys in the Olympics. He'd have been on this Olympic team, and Al, we never got a chance to see what that Olympic team would have done, but I think they would have won the gold. They did so well under Dave Gavitt this summer in that exhibition series, and of course he's one of their key players.
That is 7 unanswered points for Carolina. The game was tied at 37, and then Al Wood takes over. Big trip for Virginia.
You got to come back in with Wilson, even though he has the fouls. Got to put him back in the ball game.
Might have to come back with Gates, too, because they're getting killed off the boards. Perkins for a block.
Boy, they really defended Sampson. 10:45 left. 7-point lead and the ball for North Carolina. Wood is hot.
Now it's man-to-man by Virginia.
There he is again. He didn't even look at the basket till he shot it.
Absolutely unbelievable. As I said earlier, I think he's the best shooter in college basketball.
Timeout, Virginia. And when he hits him, very little rust. All feathers. 10:20 left, and Carolina by 9.
Very important move right there. You got to have Wilson in there if you're going to make a run.
Let's see if they can get the ball into Sampson. They really shut out the big guy as Carolina's defense.
Well, they got really 5 guys playing them.
Boy, he's going with elbows and everything he can. He wants that ball. Perkins right behind him.
Well, they're bumping them, Billy.
There it is. That's a great catch. Just get a hold of that ball was amazing.
Here's Wood. He is amazing. 11 unanswered points for Carolina.
Virginia has to be careful now not to get carried away with getting the ball to Sampson.
Jeff Jones makes it 48-39, and that ends the unanswered string at 11 straight North Carolina points.
Well, the good thing here is there's plenty of time left. There's 9 minutes minutes and 25 seconds. So North Carolina cannot start playing a delay game. It's too soon. They got to stay with the rhythm, and which gives Virginia a break because they get back in the ball game.
There you see Sampson just trying to get position. Elbows. Perkins not intimidated. He's going to stay right in there with him. Now watch this catch. That ball was about 2 feet above the backstop.
Meanwhile, Lee Raker has picked up his 4th personal foul. So Wilson and Raker, 2 key Virginia players, playing 1 foul away from elimination.
Well,
Sampson rebound. You better watch those elbows, though.
Well, no, he's starting to give authority out there. One of the things that he gets raked over every game.
Jones scores! And a foul on Wood right in your face for Jeff Jones.
JJ, son of the coach again, is starting to come back to life. Could score 5 straight points here if he hits this one.
He's a great free throw shooter. We see him. Look at this camera angle. Right over Perkins, right over Wood. Hitson's got a chance, as you set out, for the 3-point play on the other end of the court. I'd look for Lamp to move over and try to do something with Al Wood.
I think they got to go back to the diamond 1. Wood has too hot of a hand.
Even better shooter in the tournament has Jones been. In fact, don't foul Virginia down the clutch. Jones in the tournament is 12 for 13. Wilson is 11 for 12. And Lamp 10 for 11. That means they've missed only 3 of 36 free throws. Those 3 men in the tournament.
Now we see the change defensively. Gates coming in the game. They don't know who they have right yet. Gates is on Doherty.
They need Gates to do some work on the offensive ball, and that's where they've been weak.
Al Wood gets it ahead to Black. 5 straight points for Virginia. Al Wood hits again. And the foul is on Gates, I believe, of Virginia.
Wood has been sensational in this stretch. He just taking the ball to the basket, taking that jumper. The basket's got to count.
I know, but it's a charging foul, obviously, I think.
See what we're going to call. I haven't seen any decision made, but the basket's got to count. It had to be a charge. Watch it right here.
Yep. There's Gates sacrificing his body again.
The basket does count. The foul is against Al Wood, his 3rd.
I think what we see Terry Holland doing now, he's going to start making those substitutions, trying to come in with his offensive team. And that would be Raker and Wilson, and then using Stokes and Gates as his defensive club.
9 minutes and 3 seconds left. Terry Holland, 38 years young, played for Lefty Driesell and Davidson, coach there himself.
North Carolina now will go to a tighter 2-3 zone.
Lee Raker. Raker has 13.
Smart move by Sampson. Got it inside, realized the zone was collapsing, got it right back out.
Well, they put Jeff Lamp on Al Wood now, Bill.
Yep, that was the change. Got to have somebody tall enough to alter that jump shot some.
Here's Wood.
Got fouled.
And made it. He shot too long and even got the kind bounce. Wood has been scorching. 28 points for him.
He's putting the Senator Bill Bradley show on here.
Jones. 52-46. Virginia pulls within 6. Jones with 9.
You got to remember the previous games these 2 teams played. Obviously, Virginia knows they can come back in this ball game because they did 2 previous times.
Just give the ball to Al Wood.
Worthy. Throw it away, but it touched the Virginia leg. Here's what happened in the first 2 games. Carolina led by 13 with 16 minutes to go and lost at Virginia. And then at Chapel Hill with 16 minutes to play, they led by 16 points, and Virginia tied them and won in overtime. They've led by as many as 11 in the second half, and Perkins can't hit it. But look at the rebound by Worthy. Perkins, Sampson. I don't think that was goaltending, but it was called that. That ball was barely out of his hands.
Well, he just goes up so high, it really makes it tough on the officials. The interpretation is that we're going to see it right here. Boy, North Carolina going on the boards.
That's
tough call.
Hey, they're important calls here. We're getting down to the wire.
If you're not absolutely sure, it should be a no call.
Sampson can't hit. It's out of bounds to Carolina.
You tell me Sampson isn't being fouled under there on both ends. I know they're fouling Perkins down the other end, but they're raking the kid over. And when he gets strength in a year or 2 from now, they won't be able to do that.
8-point lead for Carolina. 7 minutes and 42 seconds left.
Great ball game. Just great.
You know, another thing about this North Carolina team, they don't substitute. You know, these guys have been out here the whole time, but we've only had 2 guys other than the starters been in the game at all, and they've been in minimal.
They beat the pressure defense.
They beat it so easily.
That's why Jimmy Black's such a key.
7.5 minutes left. 8-point lead. You slow it down, Coach?
They're slowing it down a little bit.
I don't think yet.
This is not the 4 corners. This is an offensive move designed to give them a little bit time to rest and also to use some of the clock, but it's not the old 4 corners sitting on the ball. I think what Dean Smith would like to do here is to use up a little clock and to get an opportunity to rest a little bit. He knows his club has been out there just about the whole game.
They've chewed up 30 seconds. We're under 7. Hear the chant in the background, Virginia fans, boring, but you don't hear North Carolina involved in that set.
Al, this stems way back to your game, Marquette, North Carolina game. And I remember when North Carolina finally got up and had the ball and decided they were going to sit on it. And you came up with a strategy to say, well, we'll let the game go on down the wire a little bit, and sat back there and prevented them from getting those back doors.
Well, I would have done the same thing that Dean Smith did that time. He made up an awful lot of ground. I think we had a 10-point lead. He got a point lead, went to the 4 corners, and the kid missed a shot. The kid would have hit the shot, then he would have been a hero. He missed the shot, then Butch Lee took over, and it was curtains.
Doherty, who missed several games with a broken thumb this year, he misses the free throw. Lamp at the other end gets foot in the air, can't hit it. Jones inside, blocked. Here comes Wood. Perkins. 10-point lead for Carolina.
That could be it.
No, there's plenty of time left.
That front line is really doing a job off the front court.
Who said that could be it? You did? What? Did you say that could be it?
Yeah. You got to remember, Dick, that Al keeps the time for us. You know, remember in the first half when he said a lot of time, a lot of time. We'll let him be the time.
Wow.
It could be it. I said it could.
It's the first time you've gotten on Dick all year.
Well, he's my buddy.
Black. Sampson, he's been called for goaltending on most of those, and gets called for a foul trying to get the ball back.
Here we see Al Wood dumping over to Perkins. They had Worthy was the super guy down in the other end. They got the big rebound, and you had the 2 powerful guys leading the fast break. Here's Sampson going up. He makes the block on Black, way above the rim. Almost got his hands on it, and then he reached in on Al Wood.
29 points for Al Wood. His all-time high at Carolina is 34, so he's on course for his best scoring game in 4 tremendous years. Back on top by 10.
Boy, Perkins and Sampson are really going after it down low.
Jeff Lamp. And Lamp has 10. 58-50 North Carolina. 5:40 left.
Good play by Dean Smith, having his baseline, bring the ball up.
A lot of people realize Worthy was out for 2/3 of the season last year with that horrible injury to his ankle.
Doherty, and he was fouled by Jones. Jeff Jones of Virginia, his 3rd. Carolina out shooting Virginia at the free throw line dramatically in the first half, getting more opportunities, and what was it, 8 more points, and they're continuing to enjoy the advantage from the line in the second half.
Well, Matt is not a great foul shooter. He's not bad. He shoots somewhere around 68 to 70%.
59-50, Doherty's 3rd point of the game.
He signed real early to go to Carolina. I think he signed somewhere around late September, early October.
Yeah, he committed before his senior season of basketball.
Carolina maintaining that 10-point advantage. And a foul on Doherty with the chest. First foul.
Isn't it interesting to see Jones putting the ball up so much? When we watched the first few games of the playoffs, he just was reluctant to take a shot. Here comes Sampson, going to try to establish position. Boom, try that one. How about that one? He keeps moving, but Perkins stays right there with him.
But notice you usually see 4 blue jerseys wherever he is.
And the 5th not too far away. Timeout with 5 minutes and 16 seconds left in this second semifinal game. North Carolina in the driver's seat by 10. And they do have some Carolina Pines, and one of them, Al Wood, has been outstanding. 30 of his team's 60 points.
You see that shooting percentage in the first half. They shot 38%.
Jones left alone, and he doesn't hit it. And again, Carolina boxing Sampson away, and Doherty hustling into the second row. And Sampson may have been hit in the eye in the process. Who is that young face? Al McGuire?
I don't know who it is, but it must be some stud.
He's not quivering. There's Wake Forest Billy Packer in the, what's that, just after the War of 1812 when he was an Atlantic Coast Conference guard. Looked like Jerry West. Oh, Lamp, what a bright play to bat the ball to Wilson.
It's going.
Othell Wilson makes it 60-52. And a timeout called by Terry Holland. Can we see the rest of that picture? See Billy Packer in his Wake Forest days. Boy, what television will do to a man.
I tell you, playing in the Final Four was quite an experience. And when you lose, like I could really sympathize with those LSU kids today. When you lose, your dreams are your whole lifetime. You want to be be on a national championship team. You think the whole world is ending. It's tough to get ready for a Monday night consolation game.
It's an 8-point spread. The Tar Heels have the ball.
And again, they're letting their big guys bring the ball up the court.
60-52, Carolina with the ball in the lead.
Stokes got a piece of Jimmy Black's arm that time.
4.5 minutes left.
I think they're very close to going to the 4 corners.
Well,
Lamb made the play.
They don't really use it the same as they have in the past. It really pushes the offense out some.
Raker to Wilson.
Sampson not in the ball game. He's going to come in here in a minute.
Stokes. Oh, he hit a tough banker. That was a big chance to pull within 6. Lamp again. And he goes right over the official scores table. Let's hope everyone's okay there.
See how long a rest they're going to give Ralph Sampson.
I hope he's okay.
Yeah, I think he's okay.
Here it is again as Jeff Lamp hustling, trying to come up with that long pass.
Well, he anticipated, and wisely so, an opportunity to come over and steal that long pass. Pretty soft landing.
Non-pike position. Fortunately, everybody okay.
I put that about an 8.5.
Inside to Wood, and he is fouled. Lamp got him.
He's putting on a show, isn't he? Inside, jump shots. Here comes Sampson back in the game. Took just a little rest. That's a great catch. The concentration necessary to catch that ball, not commit the foul on the charge, and still be able to put it up. Quite amazing. Watch this right here. Great concentration. Realized the man was coming over from the weak side. Still made the catch and went up nice and soft.
Looking for his 33rd point. An 11-point lead for Carolina, matching their best advantage of the day.
Staying right in that zone.
Wood with more than half of his team's points, and a steal by Black.
Nobody's going to catch him.
Oh, he put it up with the left hand. Wood didn't tip it in. That would have been his all-time high. And Al Wood, I believe, hurt his shoulder. Sampson, no foul.
Al Wood hurt his shoulder, Dick. He pulled the shoulder out.
Yep. The game earlier this year that we did at Maryland, he threw out that shoulder, dislocated it.
Now, he says he can work. It's a great deal of pain, but he says he can work it back in if he can sit on the side. We remember that Maryland game, Al, where...
That's where I made that statement that Al Wood would not be a factor in the game because of the injury. He came out and hit 9 out of 11.
He's in a lot of pressure now. What he says he has to do is just get himself relaxed first and then start working it back in again.
There he is. Watch Wood. He'll be the man who follows the shot.
Yeah, see, Jimmy Black put it up with his left hand. I don't know why.
Here comes now.
Here comes Wood.
Yeah, there he goes.
He just kind of pulled it out.
He just overextended it,
Yep.
popped it out. Matt Doherty Nobody surprisingly gets up high here. Misses the chippy, and there's the extension. He moved it, popped it out there somewhere.
Well, actually, when he came down, because it was the left shoulder, he tried to tip with the right.
It's kind of funny. He says if he just relaxes himself and he works it back in. But of course, he doesn't want to come out of this ball game at 3:25. Still, Al, is there still a lot of time?
Yes.
Still a lot of time.
Still a lot of time. I'll tell you when there's not enough time.
Now you chastised me.
Never give up.
That was 3 minutes ago, and it was 10 points then, and it's 11 points now.
Yeah, but there's still time, Dick. As long as there's time on the clock, you can win or lose a ball game. These are teams that are playing. It's teamwork. It's like a group of horses that are pulling a weight. They must pull together and they must play together. And the team that's down must not give up.
I like you for that. That's why he was a great coach. I mean, that has to be part of the whole leadership quality. I think fans do tend to give up much sooner than the coach. Maybe the coach is the very last to say on. But it is nevertheless a 13-point lead for Carolina.
Carolina's zone really packing in there to keep it. Sampson off the boards. He just can't even get close to it.
Timeout called with 3 minutes, 14 seconds left in the game. Jeff Jones hits.
Watch this right here. Watch Sampson here. Perkins just doing the job of those long arms, just keeping him off the board. Sampson trying, but Perkins holding him out with great block out.
11-point lead for Carolina. His ball.
Dick Alwood looks like he's going to come in the game.
Foul on Gates, and almost a 2-shot foul. Third on Gates.
Here is Alwood coming in the game. I guess he's got that thing relaxed and ready to roll again.
Wood returns, as you see, with a great statistical game. 33 points and marvelous shooting. Gates goes out. Jones and Lamp, rested briefly, are back in for the Cavaliers.
You talked at the top of this show, Dick, how many times Dean Smith has brought teams to the Final Four, but very seldom has had a chance to bring them there at full strength. He's had a lot of injury problems. Certainly for Al Wood, you hope that he can play at full strength.
That's right, against Marquette in '77. Was it Walter Davis?
Well, he had Walter Davis out with a bad finger, and he had Tommy Lagarde didn't even suit up with the knee, and then Phil Ford was injured at that time also.
Lamp.
Oh, Sampson shouldn't have touched it.
And the foul on John Perkins of Carolina is third. Dean Smith has had a great tournament record in terms of wins. He's the winningest active coach in the tournament.
Sampson was smart just to leave that thing alone. The whistle had blown, so obviously he couldn't tap it in. It was better to take the chance that maybe Lamp's ball would have bounced back in.
Lamp looking for his 11th point. If Smith wins today, it will be his 20th NCAA tournament win. But he's never won the big prize. He's been in the finals twice. This is his 6th time in the Final Four.
He's had 15 straight postseason tournaments and 11 straight 20-win seasons.
The lead is cut to 10. Gates back in.
Of course, probably one of the reasons Sampson splashed that ball back into the basket. He's been so frustrated he hadn't been able to touch it here in the last 6-7 minutes. Half-court or three-quarter court trap.
Sampson has been held to 8 points in this game. 3 in the second half.
Here comes the spread a little bit with Jimmy Black standing on the foul line.
And Gates too aggressive in his hawking with the body. That's his 4th foul. Don't forget Monday night, Indiana against the winner of this one, 8 o'clock Eastern time. We hope you'll join us for the 1981 NCAA Basketball Championship.
Just automatically, anytime the ball changes hands, you see Stokes and Gates go sit on the bench, and in come 2 offensive players, Wilson and Jones. And Baker.
Oh, a big bounce for Carolina as Black drops it in.
Good shot. Al, you say there's a lot of time. I'm starting to think that maybe there isn't at this point.
Oh, no, now it's coming down, buddy. I mean, you guys are coming at me every couple of minutes.
Okay.
We're down under 3 minutes now.
We have to start looking ahead to a game we had earlier this year on one of our regular season games, Indiana, North Carolina.
Othell Wilson partially blocked, and Doherty comes up with it for the Tar Heels. And the freshman brings it down. Great pass, but a travel on Perkins. Remember, 2 freshmen on the court now for Carolina, Perkins and Doherty. And Dean Smith has the veteran Wood. Worthy is a youngster. And Black will be back next year.
But Dean Smith wanted to go ahead and tell him, don't push the ball up court in that fashion. All we need is time.
Othell Wilson, the freshman for Virginia, trying to lob it to Sampson, not there.
Here come the defensive players. Sam Perkins hurt his knee a little bit. He's going out.
Let's watch Perkins. That could be very serious.
Carolina is not going to a full delay because Virginia's fouling them.
Doherty.
That was Othell Wilson up above the rim trying to block a dunk shot.
Othell Wilson only 6 feet tall.
That'll be his
foul.
fifth.
He leaves with 8 points.
Watch Wilson right here. Doherty is going for the dunk. Wilson above the rim at 6 foot tall to block a dunk shot. And, of course, get the foul.
He'll be back 3 more years on the Virginia campus. Maybe it was Raker. They both were involved. Raker may have been the man who fouled him.
Well, we'll have to see who the officials designate.
It was Raker. It did appear that Raker hit him before the block by Wilson.
Of course, Dean Smith would like for Wilson to be out of the game.
Raker fouls out. Lee Raker leaves with 13 points. And Wilson's still alive. 2 minutes, 18 seconds left. Tough kid playing on that painful thigh injury and playing well again.
See Perkins back in the ball game. Must have just brushed that knee a little bit. He reaches down and touches his ankle, pull his socks up, then he'd have to bend over.
They say Doherty is a cross between Michael Korn and Jim Spanarkel, 2 former ACC stars. He looks a little physically like Spanarkel, doesn't he?
If he has one Achilles heel, he could be a little bit quicker.
70-56, North Carolina. Lamp. Wood with a rebound. And it appears it's going to be the Carolina Blue against the Indiana Cream and Crimson on Monday night with 2 minutes left.
When you look over this game, you're going to go back to Virginia, the weak offensive rebound.
Al Wood, his career high, 35 points for Wood. A member of the U.S. Olympic team. Isaiah Thomas, a member of the Olympic team. They'll be matched up on Monday night. Wood can't handle it. Lamp gets it back.
There's a guy with a lot of heart, too. Jeff Lamp. Look at him battling.
And finally the foul goes against Black.
You know, Jeff Lamp was kind of crushed that he didn't make that Olympic squad, but it's so tough to narrow that thing down to 12 players. And he was one of the last guys that didn't quite get on that squad.
There's the reality of defeat reflected in one of the young Virginia fans.
It's been a tremendous thing for any university to get to the Final Four.
Well, it's going to be North Carolina's finesse against the Hoosiers of Indiana's strength.
It'll be Knight of Indiana against Smith, who's been tormented by his opportunities and yet has never won the championship. Knight has his. Isaiah Thomas and that great sophomore backcourt star against Al Wood, the senior Olympian. Many felt should have been deserving of first-team nomination All-America this year.
Indiana has a long bench. North Carolina does not have that long of a bench. Bobby Knight won a physical game, obviously. But that baseline of North Carolina...
for MVP.
Hey, Dick, does he need one more basket to break the record?
He would break Jerry West's record with one more basket. West scored 38. Now, this is for the semifinals, not... Better coaching matchup in the finals. A push against Perkins against Sampson.
You know what's what's amazing, too, you've got Sampson's just a sophomore and Perkins a freshman. You know, the young guys coming up into the game are so amazing.
Sampson, who has been very quiet. 8 points in the game, and half of those are on free throws, aren't they, Jack? 4 free throws, make it 5. He's only had 2 baskets in the entire game.
And Dick, you talked about games next year. I saw 2 high school centers go at it the other night. Sampson trying to get it off the rim and get his own basket. Greg Dreiling and Pat Ewing, 2 7-footers that are going to have a big impact, just as Sampson and Perkins have had in their short careers in college basketball so far. Those 2 guys coming on the scene are going to be tough.
That bodes well for Georgetown and Wichita State. They've indicated that's where they'll be going.
Doherty. Worthy. See if they get the ball to Al Wood. I'm sure that Dean Smith could care less about some record. Probably didn't even know about it at this point.
Foul goes against Stokes. The only way Wood will break it is if I think they fouled him. I don't think Dean Smith wants anyone shooting unless it's an easy lay-in.
Did you see Perkins there go to the official and say, 2-shot foul? I mean, you know, kids thinking that much out there. There's Lee Raker again, just like a page out of the book, and Greg Cook. Tough feeling.
Well, I think the story now, fellas, is not this game anymore. I think the story is the Monday night game.
What are your thoughts about that?
Well, it looks to me like it's going to be decided on foul because it's going to be awful rough underneath.
Uh-oh, look out. Sampson going to put on a dribbling act.
Into Wilson. He used Sampson as his blocking guard.
Sampson just trying to keep it alive.
Jones takes it in. Lamb tips it in. Jeff Lamb, 18 for him, right at his average. Traveling against Black.
You know, another thing, Dick, we got to go back to the game earlier in the year that Indiana played North Carolina. Both teams are much improved over the teams that took the floor that particular day.
Carolina won that one handily.
That should have been a technical. Should have been a technical foul.
Sampson makes it 74-65, and Lamp with a foul.
Here's the chance. Wood's going to the line.
Jeff Lamp. And Al Wood goes to the line for Carolina. Jeff Lamp fouls out. What a great player. His number 3 has been retired by the University of Virginia. He's the all-time scorer in the history, 75 years of basketball at the University of Virginia. Jeff Lamp out with 18.
Monday night, you're going to see Bobby Knight playing straight man-to-man and Dean Smith using multiple defenses.
There'll be so many good things to talk about. Lamp now realizing that so it goes. It's been a nice way to close out a brilliant career. And here's Al Wood. His hopes are still alive. This would tie Jerry West, and does. Most points ever scored in this semifinal game. And he can erase West's mark set back in '59 if he makes this free throw.
He was the MVP in the Western Regional.
39. And so it goes. Another great name erased from the book. Al Wood, a standing ovation as he comes out. He made it look easy, didn't he?
It's surprising how long the assistant coaches have stayed with Dean Smith. They all got a lot of opportunities to leave, but they have stayed.
Turned over. Doherty with the interception. Brings it down. 3-on-1. Worthy. Kenny just into the game. Eric Kenny tips it in at the buzzer. And North Carolina's Dean Smith is on his way to the Monday night showdown against Indiana. Terry Holland, who beat Smith, his Virginia team, defeating Carolina twice in the regular season. Pretty tough to beat a man and a team as strong as Smith Tar Heel Club 3 times in a year, and Holland couldn't pull it off today.
Well,